Modifying grids. We can modify grids before or after they're created. To modify it, we go over to select to modify and we pick on the grid. And now we come over here, and one thing we can change is the name. As you can see, I'm going 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and then 1F, and then the D's, so we got some problems there. So I want to rename this, and I want this to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so it should be 1G. But we use capital letters, so I'll go with 1G and I'll hit enter. And now that's fixed. And so I could go along fixing all these. So I can just select, I can say modify and select one, and I can come over here and say, that's supposed to be a capital letter A, and I can go around, I can hit apply, and I fix all these things. So renaming is one thing we can do over in our properties. Another thing we can do to modify a grip is we can control the particular grid line, and I can select on a grid line such as this one right here, and I can control how far out the grid is by grabbing onto this little drag control, and I can grab it and I can slide it out, and I can make it then any place I want. And I kind of lock those in. Those were locked in. You can see how it's locked. If I unlock it and drag it now, it goes independently. Also, I have the brake. I can add an elbow, and I can throw this elbow in here, grab a hold of this thing here, and I can move it around so that it's out of the way of things. Likewise, also, I can move grid lines. Let's say I want to move this grid line down here. I didn't want to have that grid in that place. So I can select the grid line, and then remember, if I hold the shift key down, I control it to make it go only vertically or horizontally. So I'm holding my shift key down, I get the 4 arrows. I move it down, and I move it down until I get it where I want it. I let go, and I've now moved my grid line. Notice that it's A5 and I go 1, 2, and it should be 3, right? So I'm going to fix that while I'm here, and I'll hit enter, and there we go. So we we can do a variety of things. I can also pick on a particular item, and remember, I can right click, and in my right clicking I got a lot of things here that we've used in the past, like create similar. Now I can create another grid line to put another grid line in. I can also say select previous or select all instances, so I can select all the grid lines in this particular view now, and I can make a change. So there's a variety of things we can do here. One of the things that I want to warn you about, if you're not seeing your grid show up, that's one problem that might happen. And what we want to do is we want to come up to the View tab, go to Visibility Graphics, and if you're not getting grids at all, I want you to go to Annotation Categories and go down and make sure your grids are turned on, because if they're turned off, right, we don't get to see any grids. So if you're having no grids at all, make sure you go to your Visibility Graphics in the View tab and make sure your grids are on. So modifying grids in a variety of ways.